Well, welcome back. It was a exciting day again in markets today. We had a continued downside move and had a great educational session earlier today. A big thanks to everyone that's listening in right now that attended. It was a fantastic session. Welcome to all the new TRP students joining our student family. We've got a wonderful set of charts on the screen that gave us insight well in advance of what's happened in today's market. Let's review. The weekly chart as of today has got a TRP sell on the bar. And as you know, the bar needs to close for its duration to confirm the signal. And then it paints and stays. Right now, the price action does verify that it is qualified as a TRP sell, and there is a tentative target in and around that $400 area. Now, the SPY did take another leg down today, but it's still quite a ways away from that 400 marker. It's at a close of around $439 and about 60 or 70-ish odd pennies. When we look at the weekly chart and make our move over to the daily, we're getting into a time frame now that looks out a week to potentially two. Faster markets, higher volatility in markets, it's a week or less in terms of the throw of the signal. So we've got a sell signal on the daily chart that's been there since August the 2nd. We've now made it to and closed through that target one. And notably, we've also closed for now 2 days below the channel. So you know that Rob has built this toolkit over many, many years and many, many trading competitions that he has won. Only one out there that's got 32 real money on site actual trading competitions won. We don't know of anyone else out there. So when I look at this chart and I go 2 bars under, what typically happens? Well, a back test of the channel is a typical outcome. And then if this move is indeed going to stay in force with that now weekly TRP sell, well, the idea would be any back test of the channel would have a higher chance of coming back down. Now, I'm keeping my mind completely open to a bullish market that is pulling back because of fear-based rationale, growth, potentially higher rates for longer, more hikes. That kind of news is not going to be tolerated in a market where growth fears are emerging left, right, and center, in particular China. When we look from the daily chart over to the 4-hour, we're now looking at a chart that throws its signal out 3 to 5 days. In a market like this, 3 days or less is probably the better way to look at the throw on the 4-hour chart. The TRP sell appeared yesterday on the first 9:30 a.m. bar, and that was a 4-hour bar that closed at 1:30 p.m. And we know that the target one has not been reached in today's market. It's still open, $438.83. And as you may have learned if you attended the session earlier today, when we get a sell signal or a buy signal, it is instrumental to understand whether it's the highest probability setup, medium to high, or a lower probability setup. When we see a sell signal, like we did on the hourly chart yesterday, the 9:30 a.m. bar, and we are seeing price break below a downward sloping channel, and we're seeing the fast speed line cross below the slow, gain some spread or air between it, and at the same time in the subchart, we're getting the TRP momentum crossover dot firing off at or slightly below the center of the channel within a 5-bar radius of the TRP signal. So they need to be about a 5-bar radius within each other. And all of that amounts to what? The highest probability sell signal. Now, an hourly chart throws out 3 to 6 hours. Let's go back and finish the conversation on the 4-hour chart. Its TRP sell that appeared yesterday was not of the highest probability, but we are still seeing follow through. And we can also go look at the daily chart signal. It fired off at the top of the channel. Now, there are instances where the probabilities go up dramatically when we've extended and overextended and spent all of that bullish momentum. And that's effectively the case over there on the daily chart. Where we got the sell signals to start on the 4-hour chart, we're not that far away either. Now, the fact of the matter is, we've got an open target 1 and midline target on the 4-hour chart. And if we try to coordinate that with the 1-hour to project into tomorrow, well, the news is not great, but we know that patterns do tend to rule. So what's the pattern? 2 bars below the channel, typically come back up to back test. That can be broken if the acceleration down in price meets enough criteria to say there's not going to be a back test. Now, I don't think we're quite there, so my mind is open for a back test of the channel and then potentially a continuation down. But that is not something that I want to have discussed. It's conjecture at this moment in time. I want to trade what I see, and what I saw today was a continuation down, which is exactly what you heard from me if you attended the session during the morning. And it was a great session. We got some really nice comments from folks really across the board and across the globe, writing in and saying wonderful things. And, kudos to Rob for creating a toolkit and a model around it where we've got an amazing team that can help folks understand what's going on, get them to the place where they need to be in their learning journey and trading journey, and we can be a part of that. Now, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that shorting today was a lot better of a strategy on a day trading basis than going long. And as it sits right now, the market is still under sell signals into the end of the trading day, and the opportunity for a oversold bounce, well, there was one today. We saw how it ended. If it presents itself tomorrow, remember what we need to grab a hold of in order to say that that bounce makes a difference. On a daily chart, the bottom of the channel. On a 4-hour chart, well, getting above the speed lines would help, and trying to get to that bottom of the channel. Either or gives us some reason to believe that the selling may abate and a base could be built. Now, that bounce may not amount to a whole bunch, but that's, again, conjecture. What we see right now suggests exactly what you heard Rob say 2 weeks ago. We're probably going to move into chop. Watch your back. If you get 2 days below the channel, we can pull back up into the channel and then take another spill. Okay, but that has to be evaluated. So I'm hopeful that the insights, the education today was something that was taken well and builds skills overall for those that were there. And I'm looking forward to working with all of the new student family that joined us today, and of course all of our existing student family members as well. See ya for the next video. A big shout out from Rob. I was on the phone with him right before I recorded this. He is tremendously busy continuing to build and staying very true to his statement that wealth charts, we're just getting started, and I see that every single day with him. Have a wonderful rest of your day, folks, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.